Yeah, in your question, above all, the most important thing is how we can define the new challenges. So as you see, today's world, we are faced with the so-called de-globalization. Actually, many countries in East Asia and Latin America have benefited from globalization trend for the past about 30 years, since the early 1990s. For example, in East Asia, China and Southeast Asian countries, and in Latin America, Peru, Mexico, Chile, and some others, they have benefited from the strong globalization trend, taking advantage, for example, in terms of trade and also foreign direct investments. But today's reality is we have to face the so-called de-globalization. Okay, why de-globalization started? As a matter of fact, that kind of phenomenon actually started from as early in 2008. I mean, in 2008, we had a global financial crisis starting in Wall Street in New York, and that kind of crisis gave some impact on later on European economy and then Chinese economy. Today, we do not hear any longer higher than 10% economic growth of the Chinese economy. That's why the world economy is not so much dynamic as before. So, and today we suffered 3 years of COVID pandemic, and as you know, Ukraine war. All these kind of factors lead to the so-called deglobalization trend. Some people in Western, industrialized countries say that there was some kind of a phenomenon from hyper-globalization. That means hyper-globalization means globalization was above what was expected from originally from globalization. It gave some influences and some negative results even in the society of Western industrialized societies, industrial countries, right? So that is typical challenge we are facing. So in this sense, these two group of countries, East Asian countries and Latin American countries, today should meet these kind of challenges. It is retreat from the dynamics. That is the major point we have to start with. Well, it is not easy to get some kind of results, positive result from this. Just one day workshop. It's not given overnight, but we have to look for some kind of meaning from this inter-regional consultation meeting. Basically, as I mentioned, we are facing such and such challenges. Then the starting point should be kind of consensus that both regions are faced with such and such challenges. There should be the common ground from where we start thinking and talking and discussing the future cooperation, okay? How the two regions can do to reduce the risk and plan the co-prosperity for the future. So in that sense, today's workshop can be meaningful, even though some government officials participate, only a limited number of government officials participate in this workshop. But when we share such understanding of the challenges, then they may diffuse such kind of consensus to their societies. So that should be the meaning of this workshop.